Amma Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. Before 2015, I was the broke girl who was stuck in her own limiting belief of not enoughness. Marianne Williamson's words, "You are a child of God," woke me up. Afterwards, I sought help to work on myself. I still invest heavily in my personal development, and so much has changed for me in the most incredible ways. My burning desire is to see an Africa in which women are empowered to thrive and impact people. As a trainer, coach, social entrepreneur, author, and an event organizer, I help others with their personal development so that together we can all thrive as fabulous children of God. Mind Your Business is our weekly podcast where we share enriching content to help us thrive. It's free on YouTube, and if you prefer to work with me one-on-one, go to amaduncan.com/store to book a discovery call with me. So today's episode of Mind Your Business is Ifab Speaker Spotlight with Coach Sika. So just in case you don't know what Ifab is, it is the International Fabulous Women's Conference happening at Fab Hub Ashanti in Abuabukesi, Kumasi from 3rd to 6th March. This is our yearly conference and it's 4 days. So we've merged 4 of our awesome events into one fabulous conference. Last year we had one, and this year we are having the second. And on the day 1, which is the 3rd March in the morning, we'll have a 3-hour group coaching session with Coach Sika, who is also one of the coaches I have had the privilege of working one-on-one with when I needed my own help. Now, let me tell you briefly about the day 1. So in the morning, we'll have a deep dive group coaching session with Coach Sika, which means that, if you hear the word deep dive, then you know it's for a small group. So we are looking at up to 15 women because it's deep, it's intimate, and it's not going to be for, very big. It has to be that cute number so we can dig in deep. And then other activities we'll have on day 1 is the photo shoot with Beryl Bain Photography. Have a lovely dinner, and then in the evening there is a sleepover. There is so much more to this, but if you're excited and if you feel you're one of the 15 women, then you know what to do. Click on the link and check out more, read more about it. If you feel led in your spirit to join us, then we will see you. Now, let me tell you about Coach Sika, one of the main persons who will be speaking to us and helping us deep dive on the first day of Ifab. Coach Sika is the founder and CEO of Self Search Limited, a human development solutions firm that provides services in coaching, corporate training, and career services. As a seasoned transformational leadership coach, trainer, facilitator, career coach, and speaker with a combination of over 30 years of professional experience, she has supported CEOs, managers, and leaders in both the private and public sectors to ignite their potential, self-actualize, and maximize their performance in varied areas of their lives. As the coach for MTN Women in Technology, Absa Bank Women in Leadership, and so many others, Sika has helped her clients, both male and female, to access their authentic confidence, gain self-love, find their voice and visibility, step into their zone of greatness, and create pathways that anchor their impact, success, influence, and fulfillment. And so, ladies, gentlemen, get your kappa and let's have this conversation with the fabulous Coach Sika.
Hello, everybody. I'm really glad to be here. I'm grateful to you, Amma, for the opportunity to impact through this. So I like to describe myself as a master at disrupting old practices and igniting the potential of people to create new possibilities for their life. Okay. So I like to help people to assess what they call their model of reality. Okay, so the beliefs they have, the habits they have that are standing in the way of them moving to their next level so that they can recreate. So I like to describe that's who I am. Now, with regards to what I do transformational leadership coaching. I coach executives. I have a specialty in coaching women because the way we coach women is quite different from the way we coach men. I have a specialty in coaching women as a transformational coach. I also do corporate training. I also do career consulting. I train people who want to become career service providers in order that they help students make informed decisions. And then I set career centers. And then I'm an HR person. So that's what I do.
Wow. And I was laughing when you mentioned who you are and the fact that you disrupt. You're a master. I love these two words, master and disrupt. I was laughing because those were the exact things you helped me with, when I had to work with you. So that's why I was just laughing. And I mean, there's so much more to you. I know you summarized everything in a few short words, and that's really true. What you do, you help people like me, as in women like me, identify some of the things that we've been believing all these years, only to realize that, oh, actually, no, that's not right. And this is why I'm stuck here or there. So thank you for what you do. And you are definitely, I mean, in terms of coaching, you're like our grandma. You've been doing it way, way, way since some of us started. And thank you so much for all the support and help you give to people like us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Now let's talk about your story. You are helping women like me, and I personally have had the opportunity to even meet or work with some of the women you've worked with, and they are high-powered, high-level women. I mean, executive in terms of coaching. And for some of us, I personally watch you helping others. I'm like, hey, so did she also have limiting beliefs, or she's always been this fabulous? Please, today, tell us a bit about your own story of limiting beliefs and what happened and how you overcame them.
I always say that what we end up becoming is as a result of our story. Okay, so definitely I had limiting beliefs. But the interesting thing is, I did not feel I had limiting beliefs until around age 50. Okay, I didn't really know that I had limiting beliefs until I started going through my own life disruptions. Then I realized that there were certain things that were standing in my way. So I had limiting beliefs that prevented me from succeeding, from impacting the way I wanted to, from being fulfilled. And it was, like I said, until the age of 50. And when I started going through my own life disruptions with regards to my career, with regards to love and relationship, with regards to money, okay, that's when I had things that were standing in my way. So I'll give you an example. Now, with regards to love and relationship, I found that my limiting belief had to do with my own self-love. Okay, I found myself embracing and would I say there's a word we use for this when you encourage certain things. I found myself encouraging a relationship that I found was toxic, and I felt emotionally overwhelmed and exhausted, and yet I wasn't giving myself the permission to listen to how I felt. And to listen to myself, to reflect on it, to become aware of the impact it was having on me. I wasn't ready to do that because I would say I was in denial. And sometimes a lot of women are in denial. I felt if I did listen to myself, I may end up, taking up certain decisions that I didn't want to. I was afraid of what society would say. So my first limiting belief in that regard had to do with my own self-love and the shame that I felt would come with my giving myself permission to listen to myself and to show empathy to myself and to reflect on how I was feeling and to come up with solutions. So that was, in the area of, for me, it was, self-love. So it was shame, I would say. But what would society say? Sometimes people say, there's this saying, physician, heal thyself.
Yes.
When you have been healing others, it's like, now use the same to heal yourself. And so the shame of what people would say, what society would think, prevented me at that time from listening to myself. And for me, that was an inner barrier. That's when I saw that, oh, okay, there's this, I'm not truly loving myself. Then when it came to the area of, what's it called, people. So my barriers were with regards to myself, was also regards to others, the perception I had about people. Growing up, I grew up in a very nuclear family. And nuclear in the sense that it was me, my parents, my siblings, and I constantly heard, do not trust people. Okay, I constantly had experiences that maybe my father had with people betraying his confidence. And so the issue of trust became a barrier. Some of these things, we call them invisible blocks, and they are inner barriers that you're not even aware that it's showing up in other areas of your life. So when it came to the issue of people, there was this, my barrier had to do with isolation. Okay, so it was like, I'll do it myself. And, you can't trust people so much, so you don't open up to people so much. And it had rippling effects on my career. It had rippling effects on my work, because then collaborating with people was not something that I was careful about. I was something I was willing to do. And also trusting that, people are people and there are good people out there. Okay. So I needed to come to the point of disrupting that model of reality that you can't trust people, in order to be able to connect and be open and just believe that there are good people out there, and there are. Okay, so that was that aspect of isolation. Then I would say another barrier that I saw, I said one was love and relationship, there was career. The other one had to do with money and success. My again, growing up, I used to hear a lot about, this thing about delayed gratification. Wait, you wait when you get to this age, then when you get to this age. Okay, it's like there was a constant hold on to live until you reach an age you don't even know. Okay, then there was there was an issue of money. There was always that issue of money is not it's hard to come by. There's a little, there isn't enough. So then there was this barrier of releasing and giving. There was this barrier of constantly holding on to money and feeling that that is how you will get it. But truly, you don't get it that way. Okay. So that barrier had to do with lack. Okay. So the constant lack is not enough. We don't have enough, but there is enough. There is enough. It is knowing how to get it, but there is enough. Okay. So that had to be disrupted. The culture of not enough, and holding on and not giving, because it's when you give that you receive. A good measure pressed down, shaking together, running over. So there had to be a disruption there. So those were some of my inner barriers that I had to disrupt in order to move to my next level.
Wow. I don't know where to begin, whether the love one or the money, but I can totally see myself in some of the things, especially the money bit, the holding on to it and protecting it with all my might and strength, because this is all I have, So, oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so now, you mentioned earlier, I wish I remember the quotes that you used, but something about your story and you working, what you do being based on the experiences that you've had. And I have mentioned already how personally you helped me, and I know other women that you've helped. But for the sake of other people listening, based on these experiences you had, and I mean, until the age of 50, you didn't even realize that you were believing things that were not helping you. Now, how are you using these experiences of you identifying your own limiting beliefs and overcoming them? How are you using them to impact others?
Okay, I feel for me the first is I am giving myself permission to be vulnerable and to be brilliant. So I'm allowing myself to be authentic to myself. That's the first way I believe I can give to others. Okay, when I am authentically me. Okay, without apology. Okay, which means I am also capable of being vulnerable. And so when I'm vulnerable, it's fine. It's for me to navigate the source of that vulnerability and for me to work around it. So my first way of impacting others based on my story is giving myself permission to be vulnerable and to be authentic and to be brilliant at the same time. Okay, so that is my first way. Now, the other way I think I am impacting women and people particularly is, like I said, I found that at that stage, I was a smart, successful woman. I had set up my company, Self Search. I was impacting lives. I was doing so many things. And yet, if at that time in my life, I had not identified, I knew there were blocks. I knew there were things that were standing in my way, but I had never done that work of self-search so thoroughly. Okay, so one way I'm helping women, particularly, is for them to begin to look at their inner barriers. And I developed something which we call Becoming My Best Self. It's a coaching product for smart, successful women. And I said, what you create comes out of where you have been. Okay. So I created that out of 7, and there are 7 modules, and it's to help women break barriers in specific areas. So fears. Many times women have fear. So one of the modules is releasing my fear. Okay. And fear stands in the way of you moving to success, impact, and fulfillment. It stands in the way of you looking within yourself. So I help them release their fear so that they can move into their next level. Okay, then there's aspect of self-love. Like I said, mine was self-love. Okay, so I developed a module which also has to do with self-love. How do I know I'm not loving myself? Okay, what are the indicators? And how do I break through? Then there's, connecting to co-create. How do I connect with people, growth-oriented people, so that I can grow and they can also grow and we can give of ourselves to the world? Okay, then embodying authentic confidence. How do I become authentically confident, and not be like or want to be like? Okay, then there is owning my voice and visibility. You find that a number of women within that age bracket, 35 to 65, that's the age when I'm passionate about with regards to this product, is the that from that, many women are, society tells us a woman is supposed to be seen and not heard. Okay. And it has something to do with on your subconscious, to the point where sometimes when you are becoming assertive, you feel people will say that I'm too low. People will say that. So how do I own my voice and speak my truth and not be provocative or arrogant in the process? Okay, so those are some of the things I do to help women. And how do you help them step into their purpose? That is, find out. A number of women feel they may be smart, successful women who have reached a certain age in their life, they have achieved a lot, but they still feel there's more in them that has not yet come out. Okay, and they feel time is going. Women, we tend to feel time is going, I'm growing. So how do you help them identify that other thing within them so that they can step into purpose? And so those are some of the ways I use my own experience to create something to help women. Then there's also the aspect of so basically helping my clients create their own, I call it a magnetic intention of where you want to be in life, or with regards to any aspect of their life, whether it's relationship, whether it's career, whether it's health, whether it's leadership, influence, Where do you want to be? What is your intention? What's your mission? What do you see? And how do you break how do you even identify what your inner barriers are? And how do you break them? And how do you finally create, what I call a destiny pathway, a pathway that gives you success and fulfillment and makes you feel good, about life. Okay. So those are some of the things that I work with men too. So many leaders, it's not only women. Other things I do based on my own experience is, like I said, career consulting. And people don't know how they are wired and the connection between their wiring. That's how they've been created and the direction that they are going. Okay, so I help people to find out their wiring. What is my calling? What careers can I go into? How do I align my values, my skills, my experiences? Everything you've been through in life is intended to create, to attract you, or to help you connect with a certain target group and to provide a certain service. Everything you've been through in life has so I help people to look at their experiences, their skills, occupations they've been in, everything, their life, and how it tells a story to direct them to impact others. So I think that is my story too, because I remember that when I was when I was younger, I wanted to be an air hostess, I wanted to be a model. I was confused as to what I wanted to do. And so my own story of confusion, and at the point at which I found myself when I went to the training college, and I saw that, hey, Holy Child, I was performing average, below average. Training college, I was amongst the top 10, over 100 people. Wow, there is potential. So if I have potential, then it means others to have potential, and it's only helping them to unlock that potential. So those are some of the things I do to help people with my story.
Wow, I'm just sitting here smiling from ear to ear, or is it nose to nose? Just picturing and imagining as you share all that you do, and it's so valuable, and I can totally understand, because I know what it means to feel stuck between two career options or even more. I know about wanting to having, or at least everybody sees that you have everything, but that something is missing and you can't quite figure out what it is. And that's how people like you just come and help us so we can move and become what God truly wants us to be. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm so excited that we get to experience you at Ifab this year, where you'll be hosting the group coaching. So please, tell us the 15 participants that we are looking to have on the first day of Ifab for the group coaching session. What should they be looking forward to?
Okay. Number one, they should look forward to digging deep inside themselves to create what I call a magnetic intention for their life. Okay, a magnetic intention, digging deep mean, I always go to the Bible verse where Jesus told, was it Paul or Peter? I don't remember the name, but he said, let your net down into the deep, then you will catch. You see, I always say that the seed to becoming our best self is within us. Okay, so you're going to dig deep within you to look at, to create an intention of where you want to be, whether it has to be with your relationship, whether it has to do with career, whatever area. Then we are also going to look at what has been standing in the way of you getting from where you are, that is your current reality, to your preferred future. Okay, so for instance, if my intention is to be a fabulous woman like Oprah Winfrey, okay. The inner barriers would be what has been stopping me from getting there. So what they should expect is we are going to do another deep dive to look at what their inner barriers are. Are they coming from family? Are they coming from culture? Are they coming from stereotyping? But they will identify their inner barrier. And then we will go through the process of an example of breaking one inner barrier. How do we break it within a coaching setup? How do we break that barrier? And then finally, they would look at how to create a pathway of resilience and becoming unstoppable, and a pathway that would lead them from their current reality to their preferred future. So that's what they are saying.
So first we'll dig deep will now know what's stopping us or what's standing in our way, and they will create that pathway. As you were speaking, I was like, we'll need to bring some wine here because all that digging deep, dear Lord.
And we need to bring some tissue too.
Tissue, oh dear Lord.
Sometimes when you start digging deep, you realize things that the things that are stopping you are very small things. They could even be a statement that somebody made when you were 16 years old about you. And that has kept you not feeling enough up till now. And so when you want to do anything, you want to move into a level of greatness, you want to, whatever, you find that statement of, but you are not enough, but you can't do it. It comes to you. And it started just from a statement that was made by a significant other in your life, whether a teacher, whether that has stayed with you, and that has created the block. And so sometimes people weep, in the process of, but it just allow yourself to be vulnerable and to be brilliant. That is what we are going to allow ourselves to be in that space.
Thank you. And so speaking of which, what kind of woman will you encourage to come for Ifab and why?
I would encourage any woman, any growth-oriented woman. When I say a growth-oriented woman, I mean a woman who is willing to look at themselves, a woman who is willing to reflect, a woman who is willing to move to their next level in life. It's all about growth. A woman who wants to grow, whether grow in your relationship, whether grow in your career, whether grow in your health, whether grow as a leader. A woman who is willing to grow and who is not, I always say, how angry are you to move to your next level? A woman who is angry to move to their next level in life.
Wow. That's me. That's definitely me. And I know I have a seat there. Thank you. You've spoken a lot. You've blessed us already. And I have even made my own notes from this session. And I can just only imagine how the group coaching session will be. And it's really good that we are keeping the number, up to 15.
Yes.
We are able to really do the deep work within the 3 hours. Before we let you go, Coach Sika, please, we have a few questions we want to ask you, and I say we. I think now I'm doing this interview with the Holy Spirit. So I have a few questions. I mean, I'll say the phrase. I'll begin it, and please finish it with a short phrase or sentence.
Okay.
So the first one is: if I could advise my younger self in one short sentence, I would say,
find yourself.
Thank you. One book that has greatly helped me in business is?
It's The Code of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishnu Lakiani.
Lakiani. Oh, I listened to his podcast. I love him. He's
The Code of the Extraordinary Mind.
Okay, thank you. And then one, I am fabulous because
I'm me. I'm authentically me.
And finally, please tell us, so you actually mentioned about becoming my best self, and I know that is one amazing product you've released this week. I mean, this year, well, since last year, your birthday. Congratulations again on your birthday and releasing this fabulous program. Please tell us how we can be part of it. Others listening who are not already. Is it even too late, or is it possible?
No, it's not too late. Okay. It's an ongoing thing. It's like you rightly said, it's a product that has been developed for smart, successful women between the ages of 35 to 65. And there are 7 modules. Okay, so we have a calendar throughout the year. In fact, we are doing our activation and orientation on the 11th of February. And if anybody is interested, they can be part. It's free. You're not paying anything. Okay. However, you can register for any of the modules. So releasing my fears, loving myself, owning my voice and visibility, embodying authentic confidence, stepping into my purpose. There are specific months in the year. So you can register for group coaching or for the masterclass. Okay, the masterclass gives you knowledge and awareness of the inner barriers women have, how to break through them, what are the methodology and the framework to do that. Then the group coaching is a practicum where we are now helping you to break the barriers. Okay, so you can register for either group coaching or you can register for a masterclass. There's a fee to it. I don't like talking about money on air. So if you call, okay, but then the payment is flexible, very, very good. And so you can register for a group coaching in any of the 7 modules that I mentioned to become your best self. Or you can register to partake in the masterclass. The masterclass is 7 weeks, and then the group coaching is 6 sessions. Okay, so it can be twice a month for 3 months. Then you are done. And with that particular module, you will definitely leave becoming your best self.
Absolutely. And it's even more exciting because you get to do this with other powerful women just like you.
Yes, you cannot be yourself by yourself. So you are in a group with maybe maximum 8 to 10 people who have the same intention as you have, either to embody authentic confidence or to own their voice. And so you have a common intention, and they are feeding you, they are mirroring you, they are naming, they are reflecting back to you. And in the process, you find that, wow, a single broomstick, a lot of broomsticks is tend to be better than one broomstick.
Exactly.
So yes, yes.
Yes. And so, I believe, sorry, you were going.
No, please go on.
So I was just going to say we can get this on your website.
Yes,
so
you can
add the link.
I will send the calendar to you.
Okay.
Yeah, because on the website, they are all there. Becoming My Best Self website. When you go there, self-search. They are the names of the modules. All the information is there, but the months that they occur and the cost for the 6 weeks it's not there.
Okay.
Okay, so I will send that to you, and then you can circulate it. But I invite whoever wants to be part of the activation and orientation session to be part on the 11th of February. And it's in person, though. You want to see everybody who has registered for the masterclass or the group coaching or intends to register, because we will enlighten you on all of that.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Coach Sika. And we look forward to seeing you, God willing, on the 3rd of March.
I look forward to being there. I'm excited for another opportunity to impact lives. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Oh my, that was just the tip of the main iceberg that is coming on day 1 of Ifab. So ladies, if you're listening and you feel that, okay, I am one of the 15 women who should go deep dive, with Sika on 3rd March, then ladies, you know what to do. Click on the link and register, sign up for Ifab. So those who go through the day 1 will continue. So it's from day 1 to 4. They are the ladies who will be going through the sleepover and everything, because after Sika's session, we'll have a few more sessions for the 15 only. And if you feel led to be part, if you know this is what you need, you are battling with some limiting beliefs, or you don't even know that you have any limiting beliefs, but you feel stuck somewhere, you know you need to move, but you're not moving and you need to figure that out, come join us. Let's do the digging deep together. Let's figure out what's standing in our way, and let's create the pathway so that we can get from here where we are currently to where we need to be. And let me also say that this group of 15 women will continue to work together with me as the coach in the mastermind group. So they'll be joining my Fab Leaders Mastermind group, where we'll meet quarterly, and you also have your own accountability group where you get to meet monthly. And then at the end of every quarter, we'll also meet, follow up on each other's progress, get other people coming to speak with us, and basically support each other until the next Ifab. So if you feel that this is for you, this is something you need to be part of this group coaching session, and then subsequently the mastermind, you know what to do. Until I come your way again, God willing, next week, same time, with another episode of Mind Your Business. Don't forget to stay fabulous.